Hi students, in last video we have seen the vapor pressure composition curves and the corresponding boiling point composition curves of three types of miscible liquids. Now today in this video we are going to see the distillation of miscible liquids, in which we are going to study theory of distillation of three types of miscible liquids. Now we know we have three types of miscible liquids of non-ideal solutions. Now let us see the theory of distillation of first type, that is type 1 total vapor pressure lies intermediate in between the vapor pressures of pure components, or it is system in which boiling point increases regularly. System in which boiling point increases regularly. Now, in order to explain the theory of distillation of this particular type, now here we require the boiling point composition diagram of this type. Now we have the boiling point composition diagram of this type. A, pure A, pure B, and intermediate compositions. And this is boiling point composition diagram of this particular type. Now if we consider any composition, suppose X composition, this is vapor composition and this is liquid composition. Now if you consider any composition X in a distillation flask, any composition X in a distillation flask, and if we heat that flask or that composition, then temperature increases, and at this particular temperature, that is T1 temperature, this liquid mixture starts boiling. Vapor coming off will have composition X dash. That means if we condense these vapors, then condensate will have composition X dash. This is the theory. If we consider any composition X of these two liquids, and if we heat this composition in a distillation flask, in a simple distillation flask, then temperature rises up. At this particular temperature, liquid will start boiling, and vapor coming off will have composition this, and if we condense these vapors, then condensate will have this composition X dash. Now, as condensate separates from this, now in condensate the maximum A will be there and along with that A, B also there. And therefore here the composition of this solution, that means this is called as residual solution. Composition of residual solution shifted towards right hand side. That means new composition will form. That is continuously. This process is continuous. This mixture boil continuously, regularly. Its boiling point increases because composition changes. And that's why boiling point changes regularly. And therefore, for sake of explanation, here we consider, if suppose this new composition of residual solution will form, that is suppose that is X2 double dash. Sorry. If suppose that is Y, then this Y composition which will form here, that will boil at this particular temperature T2, and vapor coming off will have composition this, and if we condense these vapors, condensate will have this particular composition Y dash. And therefore, on continue heating, the composition of residual solution will shifted towards right hand side, and the corresponding composition will boil at increasing temperatures, and condensate will have the respective compositions. And therefore, on continue heating, the composition shifted towards right hand side, and final residual solution will be the pure component B. That means if we continue heating, then final residual solution will be the pure component B. If you want to obtain the pure component A, what we have to do? We have to collect this condensate. Suppose this condensate X dash. If we take that condensate X dash in a distillation flask, if we heat that condensate, then what will happen? The condensate will, its temperature increases and it will boil at this particular temperature T1 dash. Vapor coming off will have composition this, and if we condense these vapors, condensate will have composition X2 double dash. That means if you want to obtain pure component A here, what we have to do? We have to repeated distillation of condensate. That means repeated distillation and condensation, final condensate will be pure component A, and final residual solution will be pure component B. This is the theory. That means if you want to separate this type of liquid mixture into separate components, we have to perform number of times repeated distillation and condensation, and then we will get the final residual solution will be pure component B, and condensate will be the pure component A. Pure component B means less volatile component, that is B, and this A is high volatile component. High volatile component always be in a condensate, and less volatile component always be in a residual solution. Now this is the theory of this distillation. Now mixture which boils regularly and distill with change in composition is called as a geotropic mixture. It is called as geotropic mixture. Now if you want to separate these two liquid components, volatile liquid components, in one run, avoiding the repeated distillation, condensation, that tedious work, what we have to do? We have to use the fractional distillation. By performing fractional distillation of this liquid mixture, we can separate the two volatile components in one run. That means in this case, the final residual solution will be pure component B, and condensate will be pure component A. No separate repeated distillation and condensation required. In only one run, we can separate this particular mixture into two separate components. Now, let us see how that separation can be achieved with a partial distillation, fractional distillation, sorry. Fractional distillation. Now this is similar to that simple distillation, but the additional part is there. That part is called as fractionating column. There is a fractionating column above the distillation flask, and with the help of that fractionating column we can achieve our target, that means distillation in one run. Now let us see that particular fractional distillation assembly. This is a distillation flask. You can heat that distillation flask. Now this is the fractionating column. That in the column it contains tube, and that tube is blown in a pear-shaped bulbs at regular distances. Now here, this is the outlet. This is fractionating column. Fractionating column. Now this is outlet. This is condenser. Tap, and here we can collect condensate. There is stand. Now here, if we consider any composition X of these two liquids, if we heat that, then it will boil at its boiling point. Then vapor coming off enter into the fractionating column. Now here both A and B, and vapor also contain both A and B. Now according to Naulov rule, in vapor the more volatile component is in a richer proportion and less volatile component is in a minor proportion, but it's still there. And both these components enter into this fractionating column. Now that vapor experience large cooling surfaces of these pear-shaped bulbs. Now when these vapors enters into this, then what will happen? The more volatile component escape into next pear-shaped glass bulb, and less volatile component, some of the less volatile component condense and get dropped into the liquid. The same procedure followed in a second pear tube. Again more volatile component escapes, the less volatile component again dropped back. Again the same procedure follow here. The more volatile component escapes from this and above, and the less volatile component again drop back, and therefore after passing in a number of pear bulbs, finally vapors of only pure component A, that means more volatile component A enters into the condenser outlet, and the less volatile component in each step drop down into the residual solution. That means if we heat that particular mixture, then the more volatile component reach at the outlet of this fractionating column, and less volatile component drop back into the residual solution. And therefore, in this way, the boiling point of this solution increases regularly, and the both vapor components, both liquid components enters into distillation plus, but only more volatile component passes up into the fractionating column and enters in the condenser, and the less volatile component at every stage drop back into the residual solution. And therefore, the final picture will be in a condenser, in a this class we will get the condensate, that means distillate of more volatile component, that means this will be our A component, and here in the residual solution we will get the pure component B. This is the separation achieved with the help of this fractional distillation. That means in one run we can separate the two volatile component in separate manner. That means A in a condensate, B in a residual solution. That means more volatile component in a condensate and less volatile component in a residual solution. That means we can separate these two components in one run instead of using repeated distillation condensation process in number of time. That means here we can achieve separation in a very fast manner. The remaining part is the next part is the theory of distillation of second type. That means boiling point, the system which has boiling point maximum. How that system is distilled theoretically we can see in our last lecture. Thank you.